I am 20 years old and I avoid people. Now, that might sound harsh, but hear me out. I don't hate people. In fact, I genuinely enjoy deep and meaningful conversations. But over time, I have realized that being around people too often drains me in ways I never noticed before. It wasn't always like this. I used to feel like I had to be available, to always say yes to social plans, to keep up with friends and obligations, even when I felt forced. But something changed. I asked myself, what am I getting out of this? Because reality is, not all relationships are beneficial. Some people bring nothing but negativity, unnecessary drama, and emotional exhaustion. And at this point in my life, I refuse to keep connections that don't add any real value. I prioritize my mental peace, my time, and my personal growth. And in doing so, I have realized that avoiding people has actually made my life better. I have come to understand that protecting my mental space is one of the most important things I can do for myself. There was a time when I felt obligated to maintain friendships, even when they were draining. I thought I had to keep up with social expectations, even when I didn't enjoy it. But I have realized that not every friendship is meant to last. And not every person deserves access to my energy. People bring energy into your life, and not all of it is good. Some people thrive on negativity, constantly complaining, gossiping, or bringing drama into every conversation. And when you surround yourself with that kind of energy, whether you'll realize it or not, it starts to affect you. You take on their stress, their frustrations, their toxic perspective, and over time, you find yourself feeling emotionally exhausted without even knowing why. But a real wake-up call for me came when my husband got a burnout. Watching him go through this process, now almost 2 years, completely changed my perspective on people, on relationships, on work. You think if you give your everything to a company, if you show up every day, if you sacrifice, that somehow that loyalty will be returned. But let me tell you something. It won't. At the end of the day, you are replaceable. My husband was everything to his company. He worked late, he gave his energy, his passion, his time. The moment he physically and mentally couldn't do it anymore, what happened? They moved on. They would replace him in a minute if they had to. And when I really saw it hit me. Nobody cares about you. Your job, they will fill your position before you even clear out your debt. Your friends, the ones who were always there when things were good, they disappear the moment life gets hard. The people you did favors for, helped out, supported, they will forget all of it when you are the one who needs help. Now that's a hard pill to swallow. But once you accept it, you start moving differently. You stop bending over backward for people who wouldn't lift a finger for you. You stop sacrificing your own well-being for a company that sees as nothing more than a resource. You stop expecting loyalty from people who will never give it back. Time is running out. The older I get, the more I realize how limited time actually is. When I was younger, I didn't think about it much. I thought I had all the time in the world to do what I wanted. To figure things out, to waste a few hours here and a few hours there are things that didn't really matter. But now I see things really differently. Time is one thing we can never get back. Every hour spent in a meaningless conversation, a pointless argument, or a superficial socializing is time that I could have spent improving myself, working on my goals, or simply doing things that genuinely bring me joy. I don't want to wake up at 50 or 60 and realize I spent decades on relationships and activity that didn't add real value to my life. I have learned to be intentional with my time. I no longer say yes just to be polite. I no longer feel guilty for canceling plans that don't serve me. I no longer spend time with people out of obligation. If an interaction doesn't feel genuine, I rather spend that time alone, doing something that actually benefits me. Social burnout burnout is real. Most people associate burnout with work, but social burnout is just as real. Being around people too much, even in a casual setting, can be mentally exhausting. Constantly engaging in conversation and maintaining relationship and navigating social expectations takes energy. And if you're not careful, you will find yourself feeling drained without understanding why. I used to think something was wrong with me for not wanting to go out all the time, but then I realized I wasn't lazy, I wasn't antisocial, and I wasn't boring. I was just overstimulated. And not everyone is built to be around people constantly. Some of us recharge in solitude. Some of us feel more at peace when we are alone than we are in a crowd. And that's perfectly okay. I have learned that listen to my body and mind, even if I feel mentally exhausted after spending much time socializing. I don't force myself to keep up. I take a step back, recharge, and allow myself the space I need. Avoiding drama. One of the biggest benefits of avoiding people is staying away from unnecessary drama. Some people live for gossip, arguments, and conflicts. They thrive on stirring up issues, bringing negativity to every conversation, and making everything about them. I don't have time for that. At some point, I realized that most arguments aren't about finding solutions. They're about people wanting to be right. Most gossip isn't about genuine concern. It's about entertainment. Most conflicts aren't necessary. They are just distraction from what really matters. I don't want to waste my energy on distraction. I refuse to be caught up in other people's problems. I refuse to engage in a pointless debate that leads nowhere. I refuse to be dragged into drama that has nothing to do with me. My focus is on my own life, my own growth, my own space. And anything that doesn't align with that, I walk away. Shrinking my social circle. When I was younger, I thought having a large group of friends was important. I thought the more people I surround myself with, the better. But now I see most friendships are based on proximity. We meet people in school, at work, through mutual connections, and we stay friends because it's convenient. But convenience isn't the same as connection. Some people were never meant to stay in our lives long term. And as the older I get, the more I realize that a small circle of genuine friends is far more valuable than a large group of acquisitions. I don't need to be surrounded by a crowd to feel fulfilled. I don't need to keep up with people just because we used to be close. And I'd rather have a few real supportive friendships than 100 shallow ones. Avoiding people has changed my life in ways I never expected. It has given me peace, clarity, and control over my time and energy. It helped me prioritize what truly matters and let go of friendship that had no longer served me. It has allowed me to focus on my personal growth, my financial goals, and my mental well-being. It's not that I dislike people, I simply choose my interactions wisely. I choose what I allow into my space. I choose where I invest my time and energy, and I choose to protect my peace at all costs. At the end of the day, nobody cares about you the way you think they do. Nobody's coming to save you. Your job will replace you in a heartbeat, your friends will disappear when things get tough, and the only person who will truly look out for you is you. And once you understand that, you will start moving differently. If you like this video and you want to learn more about personal development, watch this video.